Gwen, WID, what are you doing?
When I read that article this morning, I was like, what is this? Okay, my dad's biggest client was Kraft, and he commuted back and forth to Wisconsin, and I went to school in Wisconsin. That doesn't even remotely make me from Wisconsin. Like, what? She could have used it as such a moment, and it was like reading Janet from Another Planet give an interview. It was absolutely insane.
We would not send you on your way this week without getting into things that are making us feel petty or bringing us sanity. A Sanity petty. Alyssa, do you want to go first?
Yes, I had an interaction that I didn't enjoy, so it's petty. But as you guys know, I drive a Subaru. My Subaru has many bumper stickers on it. And I was at the grocery store parking lot, and I was coming out, and I noticed two people who were heckling my bumper stickers and saying, "What an asshole." That's what they were saying. "What an asshole." And I was like, what? Like, okay. And I get closer to the car. Like, I could see them. And I was like, oh my God, I don't want to get into it with anybody. And I get there, and like their car next to me has, you guys, stickers I have never seen before. It was like a cartoon that says "I heart," and it was like the cartoon of Donald Trump's hair swoop.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like the one that they all had. And they had all these Trump stickers that I had never seen before. And it was like Trump 2024 and blah, 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 and all this stuff. I'm a Trump gal. That's what one of them said. I'm a Trump gal. And I thought to myself, I would never get out of my car, look at your car, and just sit there and be like, what an asshole. I don't know. It's not even that big a deal. It has stuck with me for days. And I'm like, you don't know me. And also, I have a bumper sticker on my car that says "Hug a Farmer." Like, what about that is asshole? Like, my Grateful Dead stickers, I have one that says "Bernie beats Trump." And guess what? Bernie didn't even make it all the way to the end. So, like, what the fuck did I do to you? So anyway, you guys, all that to say that at some point in 10 years, when I upgrade the Subaru, I think I'm just going to keep it to like "Hug a Farmer" bumper stickers, because people can't be trusted to it's a collage on the back of my car. It's nothing else. Instead, they turned it into who I was as a person. And I thought that was demented.
That's super demented. That's not cool.
I thought so. It was not cool. Also, guess what? They didn't put their grocery cart back.
See,
okay, so you know what that is? That's an
bad.
asshole
Those
move.
are Trump voters. Those are classic
Put your
Trump voters.
cart
Yep.
back. We were 2 rows over
That
from
really
the return.
pisses me
That's
off.
all I'm saying.
That really.
It's
puts
a-
anyway,
them right
it's-
for all.
It's a collage on the back of my car. Nothing else needs to be a bumper sticker on your next car, too.
It's a collage. Kieran, you know what? I'm going to send you a picture just so you can get a giggle of of what my car did to make them call me an asshole.
I bet they're bad tippers too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
they're
sure.
100% bad tippers.
Yep. There's like
And I bet they don't pack their own bags at the grocery store.
Yep.
It's like if you like this, then you will also like this on Amazon.
Yes, exactly.
Totally. Kieran, why don't you go next?
I'm wearing my petty sweater because it's so cozy. But I wanted to do a little Sanny. My Sanny is, I would say if you have to do something hard, try to make it fun. That's what I was trying to do during this whole break. So like the first time we went to the courthouse, like I had like a big black eye. And so a bunch of friends came out to the courthouse, and we all wore eye patches, and like we were upset that the hospital, being so expensive, didn't have any we're like, no bar cart, no charcuterie. So we like brought a charcuterie like outside of the courthouse. So everyone was wearing like eye patches and like eating salami. And it was like, this is a shitty situation. And also it's nice that like I can see these people and like look at this little baby with her eye patch on. One of my friends has a baby. So like, do you know what I mean? And it like, and then it's like you try to make a little bit of a nice memory with some people that you care about. Like make something that's shitty, like less shitty because you're doing it with some people that you like, and just trying to have a little bit of fun with it. So that's what I tried to do this like last couple of weeks. So it helps keep you a little more sanny.
That is great. And I want a plate of meat and cheese now. I think that would be a great lunch for me.
You threw a picnic. You threw a courthouse
too.
picnic.
We did courthouse picnic. Come over, Ryan. We still got cheese. We still got meats over here, baby.
I'm there. I'm halfway out the door already. Okay, I'm gonna do mine next, and it is petty. It's about Gwen Stefani. So
Oh no.
Gwen
Lord have
Stefani,
mercy.
yeah, she was sort of she was kind of grandfathered in. She got away with a lot of stuff when her star was on the rise that absolutely would not have flown even a few years later. So a cultural appropriation-y stuff where she was very aggressively kind of wearing other cultures like costumes, profiting off of it, and then shedding it and moving on. But she kind of stayed away from it post Harajuku Girl era. 2008, she released Love Angel Music Baby, which was this Harajuku Girl themed album with a persona, and she had like these 4 Japanese women that like went around with her. And for people that are on the younger side listening, just go ahead and like Google some photos of that. It was a wild time culturally. Anyway, so she sort of like skated past that and never really got asked to answer for it or anything like that. She did an interview with Allure this week. The person who interviewed her was Allure's senior editor, Jessa Marie Calaor, and I think I'm pronouncing her last name correctly. She's a Filipino woman. So she asked Gwen Stefani during this interview if she had learned anything from the whole Harajuku Girl cultural appropriation thing. And she I'm reading an excerpt from the article, which we'll link in show notes. So this is Jessa Marie Calaor's words. But I also included a question about what she felt she may have learned from Harajuku lovers, considering its praise, backlash, and everything in between. She responded by telling me a story she shared with the press before about her father's job at Yamaha, which had him traveling between their home in California and Japan for 18 years. And then Gwen Stefani gave a long quote that ended with her saying, "I said, my God, I'm Japanese, and I didn't know it." And then later in the piece, oof, it gets so bad. Like Gwen could have just been like, "Yeah, I had a lot of learning to do. I really appreciated the culture, and I thought what I was doing was appropriate. But I see now that it relied on another culture like a costume." Bam, bim, bam, boom. All done, Gwen. You did it. You escaped. But she didn't do that. This is also from the interview. "I spent 32 minutes in conversation with Stefani, many of them devoted to her lengthy answer to my question about Harajuku lovers. In that time, she said more than once that she is Japanese. Allure's social media associate, who is Asian and Latina, was also present for the interview, and we were left questioning what we'd heard. Maybe she misspoke again and again. During our interview, Stefani asserted twice that she was Japanese, and once that she was a little bit of an Orange County girl, a little bit of a Japanese girl, a little bit of an English girl. Surely she didn't mean it literally or didn't know what it was saying, or what she was saying. A representative for Stefani reached out the next day, indicating that I had misunderstood what Stefani was trying to convey. Allure later asked Stefani's team for an on-the-record comment or clarification on these remarks, and they declined to provide a statement or participate in a follow-up interview." Gwen! WYD! What are you doing?
When I read that article this morning, I was like, what is this? Okay, my dad's biggest client was Kraft, and he commuted back and forth to Wisconsin, and I went to school in Wisconsin. That doesn't even remotely make me from Wisconsin. Like, what? She could have used it as such a moment, and it was like reading Janet from Another Planet give an interview. It was absolutely insane.
She's one of those people that we're always like, wow, she looks so young. She's aging backwards. And it's like her personality is elderly, though. The things she says are geriatric.
Yeah, that is some like Y2K era vintage opinions.
Do not have Blake Shelton educating you on cultural appropriation.
Hilarious.
The Allure piece, I think, is really takes pains to explain why the specific type of cultural appropriation Gwen did was hurtful to Asian Americans. And it's definitely worth reading. Like I said, we'll link it in the show notes. But I could not believe that a celebrity who has been famous for that long would be so unable to read the room. It was
and it's
just
like Allure. Allure's not trying to do a hit piece. They're trying to have a nice afternoon.
She hit herself.
Yeah.
I can see like the bubble of yes men. Like Gwen Stefani has been famous for so long that it's just like, this bitch isn't on the planet. Like, she's not on Earth, guys. She's living somewhere else altogether. Like, I don't know where she is, but there's people all around her telling her she's great, you're pretty, you're great, you're pretty, of course you make sense. There's no, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if those people are on the same, we're not in the same reality. It's very, it's very spare in a way.
Her team was like, did you say you were Japanese? And she's like, of course. And they're like, all right, we got to reach back out. We'll circle back.
Exactly.
We'll circle back.
We'll circle back.
Yeah.
We'll circle back, Gwen. No, go get your facial.
But
go do whatever you're doing to reverse your aging.
When her team reached back out to her and was like, girl, did you say you were Japanese? And she was like, yes. Girl, do you think you're Japanese? Yes. They're like, don't reply to Elor.
Yeah.
No comment. Let's do the Homer Simpson back it into the hedge right now and hope no one else notices.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. So Megan, Sanity Corner or I Feel Petty?
I'm doing a little grab bag. I want to recommend a show that I've been watching called Bad Sisters. It was highly recommended to me. It's on Apple TV. It's Irish. I think Hysteria listeners would love it. And then also RuPaul's Drag Race is back. And the queens they're just so fun and talented. And it's just some of the best TV. Just like laughing, and it like truly is feel good. And then also I had a listener reach out that they were hoping I was going to be on to talk about Damar Hamlin, who is the Bills player who went into cardiac arrest 9 days ago. He has now been released from the hospital. He was able to travel from Cincinnati back to Buffalo. He's been released from the hospital. Things are trending in a very positive direction. And I think we all know that did not seem like it was the case when it happened. And all of this is, culminating in some amount of good news. It's been so public that the Bills/NFL are going to honor his contract, which is never the case. Like, if you have been in the league less than 4 years, you get nothing. You get no health insurance. You get nothing to take care of you after. If you get injured and you are not on a guaranteed contract, which none of them are, you get none of that money. So he is being like sort of grandfathered in as the exception to the rule, but I'm hoping that there's enough pressure put on the NFL that they have to make this the case in every single one of these situations. The NFL playoffs start this weekend. The Bills are in the playoffs, and their running back, Nyheim Hines, who was traded from the Colts, so I do love him. He returned the kickoff for 96 yards on the first play of the game since Damar left the game being injured. And it was the Bills quarterback is kind of like a nice square, a little bit of altar boy vibes. And he said it was spiritual. And it really was. Like, you just saw the entire stadium lose their mind. So I think the Bills feel like the hands down favorite going into the playoffs. And they lost 4 Super Bowls in the 90s. Like, they need this on so many levels. Somewhat of a feel good story out of what we know is a not great league overall.
Mm-hmm. Megan, I wish I were wearing my Let's Go Buffalo sweatshirt for you right now.
I would love it.
Oh, yeah.
A bakery.
I'm excited.
A bakery I follow in Western New York, I know that sounds crazy, is making Buffalo Bills bread. So if you live in the Buffalo, Lewiston, Niagara Falls area, go to DiCamillo's. It looks so good.